Hello everyone and welcome back to Jim's Code Corner. My name is Jim Belcher. Last week what we did is we worked on starting our new project. As a reminder, this is going to be a project so that a person can log in, they can select trading cards that they have and keep a portfolio of how much they're worth. Um, so last week what we did is we got started, we built an API gateway, we built a service discovery service, because we're going to make this a microservice, so I want to put all that stuff in place. Like I said before, it might be a bit overkill, but it's good experience and it's good video content, I suppose. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's move on to our sprint. Um, so here's what we're going to be building here for this task here. So as you can see, they're all Pokemon just because the idea came paste from Pokemon, my son. So you can see the card, what deck they came from, the actual image will display, and the price for each one. That's all we really need to do for this story. Um, so as a user, I want to see cards so that I know, um, so I know what cards I can add to my portfolio. Given I am on the browse screen, when I look at the content area, I want to see cards that are able to be added to my portfolio. Given the cards, wow, that don't make any sense. Given the cards have loaded, okay, that A shouldn't be there. When I look at the individual card, I want to see the card names, image, and price. And I already showed you the image. So I already subtasks this out as well. We're going to build a card service. We're going to build a database. We're going to put database migrations in place with Liquidbase. We'll create an endpoint. Actually, we're going to move this. No, that's a good start there. We're going to build an endpoint for getting all the cards. We'll set up Angular and we'll create a new UI. Seems like really big for the story, but really, if you think of a Scrum perspective, this is the deliverable. So all this story has to take the hit in order to get all this set up. So it makes sense. So let's get started. We're going to get started by setting up the card service. So this video, what we're going to do, we're going to create a service. We're going to download it and put it in place. We're going to set it up with service discovery so that way Eureka can find it, and we'll create a hello world endpoint and wire that up with ZUUL, our API gateway, and make sure the proxy works and make sure we can get everything set up there. So that's the end goal of this story here, or this subtask. So let's start. We're going to start by spring.io, CardstoX, and we'll call this the cards. We're going to need a few things here. I'm just going to switch to the full version so we can see. I don't need to fill all that out. It's fine. We're going to need web because we're going to make this web service, an API. We are going to need MySQL because I'm going to use MySQL database. We're going to need Liquidbase. Let's see what else we're going to need here. JPA. I am going to use Hibernate. Let's see, anything else here? I know we need something for cloud discovery, so we're going to need the cloud discovery library. I believe that is it. If we need anything else, I suppose we just add a dependency in there, no big deal. But I think that's all we really need for now. We could put actuator in there, but I'm not going to put it in there right now. So let's go ahead and download this guy. I'm going to go ahead and open him up. Show the folder first. I'm going to go ahead and move back here, and I have my CardstoX folder. We're going to move cards right into that folder. Okay, cool. So that should do that. Let's now go into STS, and I'm going to import. It's going to be an existing Gradle project. And we'll go to CardstoX, cards, and I accidentally downloaded it as a Maven project. That is not what I want. I certainly do not want a Maven project. I am a Gradle guy. So let's go ahead and change that to Gradle. And re-download that. Show in the folder. Unzip. And we'll put that in there. Yes, and replace. And we'll try that again. So CardstoX, cards, That looks better. And finish. Down just a second. Okay, there we go. So first thing I'm going to do, if I tried to build this right now, it would fail. Just because we got like a whole bunch of dependencies set up and we don't have any of our properties set in place. And for the purposes of this video, we don't need them in place. So I want to count some things out. If I can remember where things are. My head is like totally going blank here. Build that Gradle. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So for the purpose of this video, we do not need JPA. We are not going to, I should have put Spring Security on there. Liquid-based, we are going to need web. We're not going to use the MySQL connector yet. We're just going to need web and Eureka. Okay. So now we have that dependency, those dependencies there. Let's go back, let's go into the main application here, the main function. And we're going to add something here. Eureka discovery client. That's going to tell Spring here, hey, I am going to be using a discovery client. Go ahead and just go find the server. Okay, now we need application properties. So I'm going to try to do this off the top of my head. Not sure how well that's going to go, but we'll see what we can do here. So let's do Eureka.client.service URL.default zone equals, and I'm going to just put in http://localhost:8761/Eureka. And then I could start the service and just confirm this URL by starting my Eureka server and going to the Eureka page, and it'll show me the URL. But I'm fairly certain it's this here. And I'm going to name this app as well. So that way on Eureka we can actually see what it looks like. So application.name, and we'll call it cards. Okay, that should be all we have to do in order to get this thing displaying on Eureka. So I'm going to go ahead and start this guy. I'm going to start Eureka first. So Gradle, boot run. And I'm going to go ahead and go into CardstoX, cards, and Gradle boot run. Let's wait for the service discovery to get a little further along, because I believe that has to start first in order for us to register. Okay, that should be far enough. Okay, we can see that service discovery has started on port 8761. We'll wait now for cards to start, and hopefully it will register with Eureka and all that magic will happen behind the scenes. Okay, so let's take a peek here. So localhost 8761, get the service here, and we'll see cards. So cards successfully registered with Eureka, so it is now discoverable. It can be discovered by, well, will be discoverable by ZUUL. The one thing we are not seeing on here, which is important, is our gateway. So we're going to go into the gateway. We got a little bit of things we got to do there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and minimize this guy for now. And we'll go into our gateway. We're going to need to go into the application properties. So into resources. And I'm going to remove this guy. I am not 100% why he's there. Probably just bad judgment on my side there, obviously, because it clearly wasn't you. Application name, and we'll call this gateway. All right. The other thing we're going to need is a to tell this thing to be discovered as well. So I'm going to go to the build.gradle because I'm fairly certain what we got going on here. Resource out of sync. Okay, that's weird. Refresh. That's out of sync. Okay, cool. So one thing we don't have is a we don't have a dependency for Eureka. So we're going to add one. Compile. All right, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of typing here. So org.spring framework cloud spring cloud starter Eureka. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and refresh my project here. That way it can actually find the dependency stuff. Okay, now I should be able to go into our main, start our application here. And we're going to add another annotation up here. So we're going to enable Eureka. No. Yeah, that's it. Eureka client. Okay. So now this guy should be able to be registered with Eureka. So let's go ahead and we'll start our gateway, Gradle, boot run. Make sure we don't have any issues with that part. And then what we'll do is we'll make a dummy endpoint, just a hello world, and we'll route it with ZUUL and make sure we can actually get there. That'll be the next couple things we're going to do here. So let's just make sure this works first. Make sure it's discoverable. That looks like an exception to me. It's kind of weird. Okay. There is no known Eureka server. I assure you there is. Okay. Let's go to our properties for the gateway. Eureka client service URL default zone. http:// rebuild. Rebuild. Okay. While that's building, just a reminder to everyone, thank you very much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe, comment. Those comments have been going great. I've been getting emails from you guys requesting videos, which is awesome. Please don't forget to like and please share these videos. I want to get these videos as much exposure as I can. That'd just be awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're building. I didn't see no exception this time, and we'll see up here that it says it registered a gateway, but let's just go to Eureka and we'll kind of prove that out. And there we go. We see gateway there now. Gateway's running on port 8090, and cards is a service. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want here. Do I have two open? I do. Oh, why do I duplicate it? Interesting. Guess we'll close one. Okay. We'll refresh this. It looks good. Okay, cool. So those are all running. The next thing we're going to do, let's make a dummy API, and then we'll get the ZUUL routing working. So let's go into the API gateway. Let's close all these out first of all. Let's close him. We'll go into cards, and we'll go to our main function here. And let's just make this a REST controller. And we'll put a request mapping in. And URL will just be a / something simple. Public string hello. Return hello world. Okay, so let's rebuild cards now, and we'll test to make sure that we can actually get hello world when we actually call port 8080. This is not going to be routed through the API gateway. This is us hitting it directly. In the real world, we should not be able to do that. This should be locked behind a firewall and probably require some sort of token until we know that they're authenticated or if authentication is needed. So there'll be a bunch of other steps we'll get to. Wait for it to build. It looks like it's done. Okay. So I should be able to do 8080 / slash doesn't really do anything. And we're getting hello world. So perfect there. So far so good. The last thing we need to do in order for us to complete our goal here is to get the API gateway routing. So cool thing about ZUUL is we can do it all through our application properties. So let's try doing this. Once again, I'm trying to do this from memory here. I might have to look something up. ZUUL.routes. We'll call it cards.path. And we'll equal that to /cards/ and ZUUL.routes.cards.service ID equals cards. So basically what I'm trying to tell it to do here is any request that comes in with /card/something, this could just be empty as well, then route those requests to the card service. Okay, so with any luck, what we should be able to do now is restart the gateway. I should now be able to hit the endpoint on port 8090, which is my API gateway /cards, and I should get hello world. If I did everything correctly here. If not, I might have to pause the video and take a quick peek. But I'm feeling pretty confident. Okay, once I get re-registered, we'll confirm that. I always seem to like to confirming these things. Okay, gateway is there and registered. Perfect. So let's go to Postman. We'll change this to be 8090 /cards. And we get hello world. So what had happened here, wish I had got a diagram set up. So what happened is I made a request to the gateway, which runs on port 8090. The gateway, ZUUL in this case, proxied the request, so it routed the request over to the card service. The card service then picked it up as really the endpoint being / and then returned a response, hello world, based on our little dummy service that we created, dummy endpoint. So ZUUL is working. This new service that we're creating is wired up and ready to go. In the next story, we're going to take this, we're going to start focusing on the service, so we're not going to be working with the API gateway or Eureka. We're going to be putting it on hold for a bit because those things don't really come in handy until we are building the front end. But for when we're working on strictly the back end, there's no need to have all that stuff running. We can test everything by hitting the service directly through port 8080 or whatever port it's running. I might just make it a random. So that's all I got for you this episode. So like I said before, please don't forget to share, comment, subscribe, and please like the videos. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great day.